Welcome to Coffee with the County, the only podcast in Hernando County where you learn all about coffee and the local happenings in your community. Let's plug in and get connected with your local government. Hi everyone, I'm Dominique Holmes. I'm the Public Information Officer for Hernando County Government, and our guest today is Gordon Onderdonk. He is the Hernando County Utilities Director. Hi Gordon, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yep, thanks
Coffee
for
with the
having me.
County.
Yeah.
Since it is Coffee with the County, we always talk about coffee first. So let's talk about your mug that you brought with us.
Sure. Yeah, so this is a mug. It's got a picture of my son on here. Got his dirt bike for his 8-year-old birthday.
Nice.
And, you know, that's just a mug that I had him on there. He was all decked out. He's, since a little bit grown, we actually sold the dirt bike, but he was super excited for this. And, you know, we used to take him out right out there at Croom, right out there. And, yeah, so it's one of my favorite mugs.
Oh, that's nice. I was going to ask, does he still do it? So he really enjoyed it at that time when he had the dirt bike.
Correct, yep.
Yeah. That's fun. So today I have there are coffee stains on it, my Game Over mug from Dave & Buster's. I love a good time and hanging out with friends and family. So after I got enough tickets and points, I got this cute little mug. I just couldn't resist. The handle is a game controller. I just thought it was fun. So that is my Game Over mug.
That's cool.
So I always like to also share a fun coffee fact. So did you know that you can drink coffee in space? Astronauts drink coffee out of bags. Very unique. The weightless environment in space makes it difficult to drink liquids from a regular cup. So to solve this problem, Portland State University worked on a way to print a special kind of cup. So a 3D printed coffee cup actually costs around $500. So you can drink coffee in space. If you ever needed to know that fact.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, if I was an astronaut, I'd still need to drink coffee. So that sounds very important. Yeah, cool.
Very important stuff. So let's talk more about not only just utilities, but you oversee multiple departments in Hernando County, correct?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, so I'm utilities director, so oversee water and sewer, as well as solid waste, and I'm also in charge of our fleet. He manages all of our heavy equipment, our vehicles, and so forth. So.
And then you also oversee some. Well, we just had the ceremony this past year in January to close down the Spring Hill Water Reclamation Facility, and you also, which we have the county has since demolished that facility, which was a great accomplishment, a long time coming for the county, and then you also oversee the airport reclamation facility.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the Spring Hill, demolishing that facility was a very big goal of ours. It actually took over several years. We had several capital projects we had to do, diverting force mains, and a new reclaimed water system we installed for Timber Pines. That was a $9 million project. All those things we had to develop and implement those before we could demolish Spring Hill. Demolishing that facility not only saved us an operating cost, it's saving us approximately about $1 million a year, just in operating costs, taking that plant down. So it's always better when you consolidate plants, and that's what we've done over the years. We now have 3 sub-regional wastewater treatment facilities, but not only saving in the operating costs, it also is much better for the environment. So we're reducing the amount of nitrogen going into Weeki Wachee Springs by about 46,000 pounds per year.
Wow, that's incredible.
So it's a
that's
huge
insane.
win.
Yeah, that is great for the county and for your leadership and your team that worked so hard to get that done. Didn't we also receive some state appropriations for some of this stuff too, right?
We did, yes. Yeah. So the airport, we had to expand our airport water reclamation facility for that to happen, and we also improved that to advanced wastewater treatment standards.
Okay.
So it treats the water to a much higher level, and that was we got $12.9 million. It was a $30 million project, and we got $12.9 million of that in grants.
That's awesome.
That was great. Yeah, thanks.
So also underneath your scope, talk about utilities. Anyone here that listens to this podcast that's a Hernando County Utilities customer, I know I am. Let's talk more about that, and when is the best time to call customer service? If you have any issues, if you need to start some service, I know we have some snowbirds in Hernando County. When's a good time to call?
The best time to call is first thing in the morning or later in the afternoon. I can tell you our busiest times are from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., so that's where you might get a longer hold time. We do exercise a callback feature. So if you do have to call within that time, you can enter in your phone number, and then you keep your place in line, but when you're available, the phone system will automatically call you back. That way you don't have to sit there on the phone on hold for an extended period of time.
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
yep.
a great way to continue being productive, and then you get that call, hey, someone calling you right back to talk to you about what you need to talk about.
Yep, and the first of the month and towards the end of the month, those are our busiest times as well. So if there's something you need to call, if you call towards the middle of the month, and first thing in the morning or later in the afternoon, you probably won't have a wait time at all. But just that area around lunch, that's where most people tend to want to call us. So that's where our wait times go.
They're gonna take their lunch break. They're gonna call the utilities department,
Correct.
take care of their stuff.
Yes.
So if you can, first thing in the morning or later in the afternoon.
And also, a lot of our stuff is available online. So if you're setting up an account and things like that, you can go onto our website and you can do all that stuff online. Just avoid having to make a call or wait or so forth. It's all available there on our website.
And also, I've noticed too, because you can also go into the lobby, but you have these really cool kiosks. And you can even go to a kiosk in the lobby, and you don't have to wait in line. Skip the line, go to the kiosk, take care of your business right then and there.
Yep, exactly. And if you're making a payment, you can just swing by our drop box as well at our facility.
Man, you guys cannot make it any easier
We
for you to get
try.
connected.
We try. We do. Yes.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Let's now talk a little bit more about solid waste. So you oversee solid waste, which we have 3 locations in Hernando County. We have 1 main landfill, and we have 2 convenience centers,
Convenience
correct?
centers, correct. Yep.
And so over at the main landfill, which is located off of
US 98.
98, okay. There was a new cell that was just recently, was it completed recently?
Well, we've done the excavation.
Excavation, okay.
That's the first phase. The second phase is now to put in all the liners.
Okay.
And add that system. So yeah, it's enormous out there. It's 30 acres and it's 50 foot deep.
Wow.
So you go out there and that's thankfully the water table is very low out there. So we're able to do that, and that basically maximizes the fillable space we can. So we completed that. That was a roughly 8-month project of just excavating and removing that material, and we'll be going out to bid here very shortly for the second phase of that cell to finish it up.
And so how long would this new cell last, Hernando County?
That cell will last 26 years.
26 years. So this is another place where the main landfill is. For people that don't know the technical term of what a cell is, this is a location where the garbage is going to go ahead and be brought every single day from the trucks.
Exactly, yes.
And there's also an area out there where you can recycle, correct?
Yep. Yeah, we accept, at the curbside collection here in the county. We do dual stream recycling, so we separate the paper and the cardboard with the plastics and the aluminum, and that's very important because it keeps our contamination rate down, which increases the value of our recycles. So when we go to send those out for processing, we get a better value on that because we reduce all the contamination on there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So speaking of just either utilities, solid waste, all of those types of things, I wanted to share a little funny story. So my kids, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they just potty trained. I have my 4-year-old's been potty trained for a little bit, but my 2-year-old has recently been potty trained, and I cannot tell you how many times I've run into the bathroom catching them trying to throw out a baby wipe into the toilet. I'm like, no, don't do that. So let's talk about just things that you probably shouldn't dispose of down your systems.
Yeah, I mean, put it on there, human waste, toilet paper, things like that is really what we recommend put down there. When you put anything, even if they say flushable wipes or any materials like that, what happens is it wreaks havoc in our pumps and our pipes, and it will collect and it'll just grow in there in these huge ball of rags, and it really degrades the system, costs us a lot of money in operating costs. We try to keep those lower so our rates stay lower. And so yeah, you can avoid putting that stuff down in the system. It'll definitely help us control our costs with that, and and also avoid any issues we have, backs ups and clogs and things like that in the system.
Yeah, because you might see at the store something called flushable wipes, so you might be able to flush it, but in reality, it's not really that degradable, and it does cause some
Correct.
issues.
Yes, it definitely clogs the pumps on that stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Yucky. No. We don't want that.
Yeah.
No. But I've definitely stopped my kids from throwing in not only baby wipes, but I mean toys. They're young, so there's their toy truck going in the toilet. Like no. So, but so what are some other things that you wanted to kind of highlight and focus on about what you oversee over at utilities?
Okay, well, just some recent accomplishments. You mentioned the demolition of Spring Hill. That was a huge accomplishment for us. We also recently completed our septic upgrade incentive program.
Oh yeah.
And so we got $3.9 million in grant funding, and basically was able to utilize that for homeowners that wanted to replace their conventional septic system with an enhanced system, which does a better job at removing the nitrogen out of the septic system to help Weeki Wachee Springs.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep, and so that was a very successful project. We're currently holding on accepting any new applications because all the funding we had is fully utilized. But we're in discussions now to hopefully securing more grant funding to where we can then open the program back up.
Yeah, I did get a couple citizens call. They were really excited about it, and they were able to get the grant for that. So they were happy that that was an option through the county.
Yep, you could get up to $7,500, in assistance and reimbursement in order to do that.
That's great. And there's a lot of positive to that, like you said, like the new systems and everything, and the less nitrates and all of that.
Yep.
Okay, what other things you got going on over at utilities?
Let's see, we've got septic to sewer.
Okay.
We've got a project there that's just east of Weeki Wachee Springs. It's north of Elgin Boulevard near Deltona.
Okay.
We're going to be converting hundreds of homes, probably up to 500 homes, from septic systems over to centralized sewer. And that's an initiative, again, to help clean up the springs and reduce the nitrate levels that are happening there in the springs. We will go out to bid on that project probably in about 3 or 4 months, late spring, I would say. So we'll probably start construction on that towards the end of the year.
So if citizens had wanted to learn more information or had some questions, could they find out how to contact the utilities department on our website?
Absolutely. Actually, we have a whole page on the septic to sewer on our website, a whole frequently asked questions page on there that kind of answers everything. And we keep that updated on a regular basis when we get new information, just so those residents in that area, are up to date on all the current stuff we have going on for that.
Yeah, and you guys had a couple public meetings for all that, and informing citizens. And so if anyone has any questions, hernandocounty.us, that's the website where you can find more information on that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Gordon, let's talk more about watering restrictions in Hernando County. So Hernando County has a
1 day a week.
1 day.
1 day a week mandatory. So if your address ends in 0 or 1, your watering day would be on Monday.
Okay.
If it ends in 2 or 3, it would be Tuesday. If it ends in 4 or 5, it'd be Wednesday. 6 or 7 would be Thursday, and then 8 or 9 would be Friday.
Okay, so no watering on the weekends then, correct?
Correct, yes.
And then what are the hours you can water your lawn?
You can water before 8 a.m. or you can water after 6 p.m. on your designated watering day.
And only once a day, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be or, so
Okay.
it's supposed to do both, it's or.
That's or. So you're not watering real quick before you go to work and then watering when you get home, once a day watering, trying to conserve water. Can we talk more about why we have 1 day of watering schedule in Hernando County?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we use natural resources, groundwater. That's how we supply Hernando County residents. Very high quality water, essentially from the Floridan aquifer. And for that reason, it's a limited supply. And so, just to keep also operating costs low, because if we started watering more than 1 day a week, say for instance, we'd have to invest in millions of dollars of additional infrastructure to provide those. So it's really trying to keep our rates low and also to manage our natural resources.
I was going to say, protect the natural resources, one of our most precious natural resources.
Absolutely.
Water from the aquifer. Not only that, but the county has had that 1 day a week watering restriction schedule for 12, 13 years. There's been an ordinance in place for quite a while.
Yep, exactly.
So, and some people may or may not know that may have moved here, that are new residents, but it is something that we have. And I've also, there's like a fun, not say fun fact, but watering in the middle of the day. And this is Florida, the sun just evaporates that right up, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's why it's restricted, for those times, just because if you're in the heat of the day, you're going to lose the majority of that water through evaporation. It's not really going to meet its intended result.
Exactly.
And also, we are under a phase 1 water shortage from the Southwest Florida Water Management District currently, just because we're in some drought conditions. So, just keep that in mind as well.
Not only that, I know some other surrounding counties, they may be more than 1 day a week watering, whatever it may be. With this enacted thing for Swift Mud, the only thing that would change for other counties would have to go down to 1 day a week, but we're already at 1 day a week, so at this time there's no changes for Hernando County, just to be cautious and aware, as residents, that's currently right now we have that water shortage enacted.
Yep, you are correct.
So anything else you got for us for utilities?
We're doing a lot of water and sewer plant projects. So I mentioned we consolidated into 3 sub-regional water reclamation facilities. The other facility on the called the Glen on Hexham Road, we're improving that to advanced wastewater treatment standards as well. And so that initiative, we've got another $4.6 million in grant funding to do that project. And so that will go out to bid here in the next few months as well.
Okay.
Our Ridge Manor water reclamation facility, which is on the east side of the county there off Kettering Road, we're right now in initial design to expand that facility. That's only a 750,000 gallon a day facility, but we're gonna expand that most likely around 2 million gallons a day, depending on how the growth and demand, how we kind of calculate that out here in the coming months. But so we're going to expand that facility.
Right.
We've got other water plant projects in the works as well. We've got nearly $150 million in capital improvement projects planned out here in the next 5 years. And we're very aggressive on getting grant funding for a lot of these. I think right now about roughly $51 million of that is just in grants alone to help offset the cost of that stuff.
I was going to say there's a couple appropriations for this year that were put in for like a legislative ask. And utilities, you guys do a great job at trying to get some grant funding to go ahead and prepare for the growth and everything else we have in the county in the future.
Yep. Yeah, we're also have a Hernando Beach resiliency project, which is inflow and infiltration reduction. So basically our gravity system, our sanitary sewer system out there, try to eliminate the inflows from the water table, from the groundwater, and also if we get up any storm surging to prevent that from going into our collection system. That's a big project we have. We're updating some of our master lift stations out there, and we've received $500,000 in grant funding last year, and we may end up, fingers crossed, we may get some additional grant funding this year as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to be on top of those projects and update them as soon as possible.
Yep. I mean, the more we can prevent that water going into the system, is the less we have to treat, and it keeps our operating costs low.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, if any other citizens need to get a hold of someone over at Hernando County Utilities Department, like you said, they can go to the website, they can call, customer service hours. Like you said, anytime not between 11 and 2, you definitely can, but you get a longer wait time.
Yep. And if you do have to call that time, like I said, if you use the callback feature, it's very convenient.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome for the citizens to know. So I always love to end one of these podcasts with a fun little pun. So let me start here with this. Okay, ready? We appreciate you a latte. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Gordon. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dominique. Appreciate you having me.
Have a good day.
You too.